What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of the Flex and Rants show. We saying Rants?
Bruv, cool as you like, bro.
Cool, innit? It's a good feeling right now, man. We're buzzing. Fulham away, 3-0 win, nice and comfortable. Obviously, you guys saw the fan cam, so you saw Rants' reaction to that. But now it's all about the PSG game, man. It's all about the PSG game. Like, it's the game's today, as you guys are watching it. And it's exciting. Like, it is genuinely exciting. The way we're playing, the form that we're in, the results that we've had, even, you know, the injuries to PSG as well. Yeah. It's kind of like, it's kind of tailor-made for us to get results.
It's even more, blood. Like, if they had a fully fit squad, yeah, I'd be thinking, you know what? Like, it's a tough ask, but we can get something at home. But now, when I'm looking at, like, the injury list, anyhow Cavani's out as well, and Neymar, like, Mbappe on his own, like, I respect the guy, but, bro, it's a tough ask, innit, coming to our place on your own at that age and carrying your team. Like, we could give them an absolute dipping, brother. I really think that if we play our game and we impose ourselves on them, we could put the game beyond them in the first leg, bro. Do you know what I mean? With the players,
they showed their frailties against when Liverpool played them. I can't remember how much they were leading by, but at one stage they had a good lead. I don't know if it was 3-0 at one stage. I think it wasn't like 3-0 at half time. So they were leading. Well. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, they've proved their defensive frailties. If you get at them, they didn't like Liverpool's fast pressing. They didn't like Liverpool's speed of play. They didn't like the aggressive nature of them. We can do that, especially at home.
We can with our front three. And in that league, they're not going to come up against teams that play as quickly and as directly as us. Do you know what I mean? So, like, you never know. Like, we could do them, brother. And what a run that would have us on, man. Because it's mad how we went from doom and gloom to we don't even remember what it feels like to take an L, blood. It's
mad. Like, I'm actually nervous, like, for the next time that we do, because I don't want it to snowball. And it's very interesting when we do lose, like, in terms of, like, how we're going to react as a team. Like, do you know what I mean?
We'll react completely fine because we always think about ourselves, bro. If we do lose, we'll be thinking, all right, cool. What can we do better next time? Yeah. When we go out there, let's play our game, innit? And that's what we're doing now more than ever. And I honestly, like, we can beat anyone.
And with Ollie's team selection against Fulham, it seemed like it was clear what he's thinking is obviously for PSG. So the likes of Rashford, Lingard, Bailly, Lindelof, Ashley Young are almost certainly going to start against PSG. And that is what, pretty much our strongest team. Maybe you might swap Delo for team. Ashley Young, maybe. But in this big occasion, you would have to say, you know, because even I said that Delo had a good game, and I was like, yeah, maybe we would look at him for the PSG game. But then when you actually think about it, do you know what? You need tried and tested experience in that game, and that's probably the thinking behind the changes as well across the whole team.
Yeah, but it's brilliant. Like, it was good he got Pogba and Martial off. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
get them a bit of rest. They both got goals, and then they bowed out. That's the way you want to do it. You win the game, then you take your players off. You don't rest too many players, and then it's a rescuing act, which I've seen previous managers do, where they've left it too late, and then man seen Pogba and Zlatan have to come off the bench to rescue games for us and that. Win the game and then take your players off.
How do you think PSG will? Do you think that they will? That's what I was going to say. Do you think they'll underestimate us? Because I don't think they will now.
No.
I think the whole of world football will know the turnaround at Manchester United. Bro, they won't underestimate us.
We weren't playing well. Just the name alone, when you come to Old Trafford, you have to put respect on man's name, innit? But now, these guys are coming. They know this is the biggest game of their season now. Yeah. I mean, so they're going to come prepared. It's going to be a tough game, man. And, bruv, that rat, bruv, Angel Di Maria, you fucking prick. I can't wait to see him. I hope we slap them. Do you know what I mean? I really hope it, because it's one of them ones where I understand he didn't have a great time, like, with the previous manager and that, but I feel like he's just a rat, bruv. Do you know what I mean? A soft belly rat.
He just didn't fancy it. I know the thing happened that his house got robbed and that as well.
That was an excuse, blood. Man, talk about
I don't
LVG.
think he wanted to come from the start.
Exactly. It wasn't about LVG. It wasn't about nothing. He came to the Prem. It was a bit too physical for you. Like, you realise you weren't as good as you thought you were. Do you know what I mean? And your belly went, bruv. You know what I mean? You're a rat, bruv. Yeah. That's what it was. He just didn't.
It's as simple as that.
He just didn't fancy it. It's just like Robinho when he came to Man City. Yeah, he just didn't fancy it. You know when them man, like a lot of them players as well, that you get them South American players, when the weather's shit and you can't wear your molds and you can't roll the ball under your foot and do all that fancy shit, man don't want it. You just kick them up in the air. They don't want it, blood. You know what I mean? And that was Di Maria. His bum went, blood. Do you know what I mean? So, like, he's in the right place now, bro. Do you know what I mean? Just picking up his money, doing fuck all. Do you know what I'm saying?
What's going to be your prediction for that game, score-wise, for the first leg?
3-1. 3-1 to us. I think they'll score and we'll beat them. Do you know what I mean? I think we'll score more than 1 goal and they will score. So maybe 2 or 3-1. I'm going to be optimistic and say 3 because I think if we do 3-1, we can go to theirs and lose 2-1 and go through. Like, I'll take that, bruv.
I'm going to say something mad. I think we're going to beat them 2-0.
Bruv. If we beat them 2-0, we're through, you know.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. All we need to do is keep a clean sheet there. And obviously, or even a 1-0 loss or whatever. But I do think, look, when you do these kind of predictions, it's there, it's on the internet. It can always come back to slap you in the face. So I'm not saying, no, PSG, watch when you come, we're beating you 100% 2-0. Bro, just the feeling that I've got, I have to be true to myself and tell you like, how I feel. We have every right to feel confident. And I just feel with the injuries that they've got,
what team in world football is in better form than us? Bro?
Exactly.
Tell me one.
And you look at Pogba just going from strength to strength. Like, I just think this is the sort of game where we're just going to see the brilliance again. And I'm just confident. I just think it'll be Old Trafford under the lights. The atmosphere is going to be electric. The players going to be buzzing. And I think it's a perfect way to officially stamp down. Like, I know we've won back a lot of people, and you know, but it's these nights though. Like,
and Pogba's
you know what I mean?
gonna show levels, guys, because this football thing's too easy for him, you know. Like, understand, like he's one of them once in a generation kind of player where like everything just looks so easy and effortless for the guy. It's
ridiculous what he's doing.
Ridiculous, bro. Like, I have been lucky that when I was growing up, I got to watch the likes of the Zidans and all of these man, and they just look like they play football at their own pace. Like, what goes on around them doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who they play. I remember Zidane when the performance he put in against Brazil. In the world, and he was just juggling the ball over fucking Ronaldinho's head and that. Like, he didn't give a shit, bruv. And that's what Pogba does. Like, it doesn't matter. Like,
it's like he plays like an extra 5 seconds ahead of everyone else. He has more time on the ball when that time isn't really there. But he sees things quicker. He does things quicker. He's just on a different planet. And I think it was Mark put out.
Did you see his stats next to Steven Gerrard?
Yeah.
Slippy G, blood. Man got more goals and assists than Slippy G, and the season's not done, you know. It's mad. And that was one of Stevie G's best seasons.
And you talk about the De Bruyne thing. Don't get me wrong, De Bruyne is a fantastic player.
De Bruyne's nowhere near Pogba.
But when you look at, like, I know he's been out, so I'm not just saying it from this season, but just the attributes, like, because of what Paul Pogba has, for me, if Paul Pogba carries on in his top form and then De Bruyne was to carry on in his top form, I know who I'd rather have.
Bro, Pogba's better than him, innit? Like, it's not even a debate. The reason why De Bruyne got the nod was because he got it for consistency, innit? Yeah. Because De Bruyne was consistently putting in like 8 out of 10s and that. But not talent. Yeah. When it comes to talent, Pogba's in a league of his own. There's not a more complete footballer on the planet. Forget midfield, footballer, bruv, because he can do everything.
Which is why the consistency had to come, which is the argument of, you know, we know the world-class player is in there, but we couldn't say he was showing world-class form at the time because he wasn't. Like, a lot, like the team wasn't.
He's a number 8 though, bruv. And the thing is, he was getting played as a DM and all these things. Bro, he's an 8, just like Coutinho. What's Coutinho doing at Barca? Nothing, bro. If Pogba was there, he'd be absolutely eating that league, bruv. And man thought that Coutinho was worth, how much did he go for?
120 or something?
20 million or 140 or something like that, yeah? And you, man, were turning up your nose at 90 million for Pogba. How dare you?
And all you ever heard about was price tag this, price tag that.
Why don't the man talk about Morata's price tag, blood? Like, that means that guy's a flop.
One thing I have to say
is, the man paid for their manager as well, Chelsea, didn't they? They paid for Sarri, blood. They paid for the silk cut LVG, blood. You paid for him. I'm telling you,
Chain smoking his way back to Italy with his P45. That's what he'll be doing,
This is it, bruv. The transgender Doc Cotton, blood. That's what it was. Doc Cotton post-op and that.
Playing that sorrow ball.
Yeah, bruv. Sorrow ball, blood. Heartbreak FC, blood. You men are pissed.
I have to say, the rival fans, some of them were saying, even Rowie was saying it to me, Drifty was saying it to me, Hold Tight Drifty on the Football Banter Show, big Liverpool fan.
Oh, he was chatting nonsense.
He was saying to me, this was off camera as well though, but he was like, but you have to say, it's embarrassing what your players have done. They've all down tools, and they should all be embarrassed of themselves now, how that they're playing football now. I said, Drifty, Drifty, if you work in an office, yeah, you're the finance specialist, yeah, and then someone from IT comes over, takes your position, does a worse job than you, and you're like, what's going on? Are you going to want to do your finance position to the best of your ability? No, you're not. Hey, and then your finance thing, if you sell cars, yeah, you sell cars. Imagine you're a car salesman, you work at Mercedes or whatever, and then all of a sudden, the new sales manager comes in and says, do you know what, Rants, you're fantastic at what you do, mate, but no offense to anyone who's got a Corsa, but I want you to start selling Corsas, mate, and Cinquecentos, yeah? Bro. That's what I want you to do. Are you going to do that job to the best of your ability? No, you're not.
I saw a quote of Maureen, blood, saying that Pogba
so funny every time you say
would
Maureen.
make a great centre-back, blood.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Bro,
I'm done.
he should never manage another football team ever again, blood. Fucking snoring the bus driver, blood. Parallel parking. That's what he needs to be, a driving instructor. Do you know what I mean? And just parking. That's all man needs to.
I can't even do his appearance fees right. Just
Bro, he's a punk. Man
puck
dropped
flop.
as well, blood.
Man is a puck flop.
Man dropped on the red carpet, bro. Full blood. Do you know what I'm saying? That's been his whole United career, blood. It's the red carpet. That's why you fell on your ass, blood.
And look, do you know what? We don't even want to have an episode where we're talking too much about that guy.
Bro.
But it was just more to the rival fans of saying, because we was on the Pogba situation, because they were trying to use him as an example.
What did they do, yeah?
Ridiculous.
What did they do in the rails and the underground and that if they're not happy with their situation? They man go on strike, blood. And no one turns around and says, how dare you go on strike? Do your work, bruv. Like, it's their right to protest, blood, if they're not happy with something. If these men are not happy, yeah, this is their job. They got a right to say, you know what, fuck this guy. And they didn't do that.
Exactly, and I can't do my job to the best of my abilities.
If they down tools, yeah, then Pogba Martial kept that guy in a job way longer than he
And we wouldn't have won the games that we did end up winning. It wasn't like we were 17th in the league.
Bro.
Do you see what I'm saying? So the fact that they were going out there to not try, it's absolute
when
bullshit.
We got sacked, he was sixth.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So
and we were sixth for a long time after that, even when Ollie was there, when we were winning games because of the position we were in.
Man down tools, blood. Down in tools, we wouldn't have come back from the Newcastle game.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
We wouldn't have beat Juventus and Turin.
But this is it. Man didn't down tools, yeah. They were underperforming because the system wasn't getting the best out of what we had. And now we are flying because Ollie's at the
Chelsea
fucking
thing,
wheel, blood.
The Chelsea thing was them down in tools. Like when he was at Chelsea,
Yeah.
they were like what 14th in the league or something ridiculous.
17th or
They were
something
right
like
near.
that,
They
yeah.
were near the relegation
17th,
thing.
blood.
That is what you call down in tools. So I don't want to hear all that nonsense that the
Robbie
players
tried
need to look at
politics
themselves.
with me when on Arsenal fan TV. Bro, them man are trying to take the emphasis away from the
what
fact
Ollie's
that
done, yeah.
we're doing and we're
Yeah.
coming for you and you're
Exactly.
rattled. So now you're chatting shit. Oh, it's a disgrace. Worry about your own fucking team, blood. Who cares? Do you know what I'm saying? When you man had Dalglish and you weren't doing shit, you man stay hovering mid-table, and then man wants to talk about, oh, it's a disgrace, blood. It's a disgrace. You man was signing Markovic, blood,
Exactly.
and Moreno.
They
blood.
just figured they're just scared that Man United are on the heels again. We're now in 4th position, and then now the emphasis has changed from. Like, it's so funny how the pattern's gone. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what's he done? He got Cardiff relegated. Right, that got scrapped. Then it was haven't played anyone hard yet. Went to Tottenham and won. Yeah, but that was lucky. Went to Arsenal and won. Then it was we'll see when you play the crunch games. But you still no. Then it was but you're still 6th. Now we're 4th. Now it's like, oh look, when the next hard games come, you've got look at the hard teams you've got to play. You got to play PSG
And
now
it's Pogba and he scores penalties. Shut up. Before you man were like, oh, where's Pogba? Oh, no, flipping dab merchant and that. That man had all the talk, bruv, but all the excuses, everything's getting turned on its head. You man are looking stupid, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? So, bruv, we're flying and it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. To finish off this little segment, hated, adored, never ignored. That is Manchester United in a slogan. Remember that. Let's talk contracts. Phil Jones has a new contract. I viewed my instant reaction to that straight away. Because I'm not going to lie, I just heard the news, I just went in rage. I'm not going to lie.
fuming,
I was fuming.
I wasn't,
I was in the newspaper, the Sun put it in there.
I remember.
I was fuming. But do you know what? This is not me completely backtracking on what I said. So I will always take things into consideration. I think it takes a strong-minded person to be able to do that and see things from different angles. After speaking to a lot of fans across the weekend, hearing different opinions, yourself as well, but especially in the fan cams and just in the terraces, I was asking people, and do you know what? The consensus of if he's going to be 4th or 5th choice, okay,
it's not
I can see that.
Absolutely.
But like I said, though, the problem is that he hasn't been completely 4th and 5th choice over the years. And we've been trying, and we've been trying to put him in, and he hasn't been fit.
Smalling's had injury problems as well.
Yeah, and which is why I thought both of them just get a shot.
Gets played, and then also you have to take into account that Bailly's had injury problems as well. Yeah. That's why Phil Jones has been in there, bro. But like, if he's gonna be 4th choice centre back at the club, I do not mind because I think Smalling's better than him. Yeah. Smalling's more reliable. He's better at attacking the ball and reading the game. Jones is just a fucking Action Jackson, blood, but you know he's always got a mistake in him. But, bro, when you look at it, we will sign a centre-half anyway.
But we have to. So what if we don't? Because if we don't, like you said, that's when man got to really start getting angry if we don't.
That's when man need to start Like,
it worries me, man, that they're going to look at it and think, well, we've had them two as part of the furniture for years. We don't need to. Do we really need to invest?
We'll still get
yes, we
one
do.
because Darmian will leave and Rojo will leave. So we'll get another centre-half, bro. I'm not worried, innit? Like, I'm not worried at all. And at the end of the day, when you look at the fourth choice centre-backs at any other club, yeah, like, he's as good as or better, bro. When you look at man like Christensen and all these guys, bro, like, Jones is better than them. No, I mean, outside of the starting two centre-backs at most of these top 6 clubs, you can't tell me that he's not better than Mustafi and them, man. He is. Like, I'd rather have Jones than Mustafi. I would. Do you know what I mean? Mustafi's horrible.
But you know what? I don't know, Rants. I struggle because I'm just like...
Mustafi's name,
Phil Jones
like,
is
he's
just...
German and that, so it's less offensive, innit? But he's shit, bro.
He is. No, Mustafi is shit.
Like,
I just don't know if I can put a concrete argument to say that Jones is better.
It's only Man City, yeah, that probably you could say the third, fourth choice centre-back's better than ours.
Like Otamendi and them.
That's what I mean, because, like, what? Would I swap flipping Jones for someone like a Matip or something? Like, no, I wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? I think
it's just the same level. I don't see Jones as better than these guys. I see him as equally shit, which is why I think he should just go.
As them guys, blood. He's not, like, because when he gives you a good game, he give you a decent game. When he gives you a shit game, he give you an own goal, innit?
But that's what I'm saying, man. Just think of the mistakes this guy
makes. But if he's only playing one game in 4, you'll see less mistakes, blood. The reason why we see these mistakes is because he plays 2-3 games in a row when he shouldn't be.
Let us know what you lot think. I mean, we're having a disagreement here where Rants is saying that Jones is as good.
He can come in and do a job for one game, blood. He can.
No, for one game he can. He can for one game.
The problem is when we give him more than one game.
Exactly, where I think if you played Matip over the course of a season and you played Phil Jones over the course of the season and gave them equal games, I guarantee you Phil Jones will fuck up more, which makes him the worst player.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I think his ceiling's just higher on a good day, innit? That's just what it is.
I love it. Look, let us know what you lot think. Is Phil Jones as good as the backups in the rest of the league? Or should we have got shot? Like, let us know, because that's what it's all about. It's all about opinion. Like I said, I altered my opinion slightly. So I think the initial rage I had maybe was a bit strong, because I agree if he's going to feature here or there. But my main grievance was that I just think as a calibre of player, I just don't think he's good enough. I think he's been here too long and he's never fit enough. But that's just where I stand. Let us know what you lot think. Ashley Young got another contract extended yesterday. Well, as we've been filming it, it'll be yesterday as you guys watching this. I can see why. I can see that. Don't get me wrong. I know his crossing might not be that good sometimes. And we say sometimes because sometimes the crossing is good. He's not consistent and sometimes people get by him. But then there's other times where his passion shows through, his experience shows through. He can wild up the opposition fans. He's got a great set of lungs on him. I can see why they've given him an extra year to be a squad player. And then for me, we look to bring through the lot next year.
And he'll be a coach next year probably because he's good to have in the dressing room. Like, he does, like, he gives us, barring the final product, he gives us the most going forward. Like, out of all of our fullbacks, bruv. Like, he does. He gets to the byline and he does things, innit? It's just crossings is very unpredictable. But, like, 1 year, as much as he pisses me off, he's frustrating, his final ball's poor. Like, defensively, I very rarely see him get skinned down the outside. I think Valencia will go in the summer as well.
So then that leaves Ashley Young in the lot, and then
and a right back. But I'll take Ashley Young as cover. Like, I still prefer him on the left hand side because his crossing is very good from the left. Like, from the right,
he just doesn't hit a target, does it?
You can't get away with it from the right. From the left, when you're whipping in swingers, you don't need to be precise. You just need to hit an area and just hit the ball as hard as you can, and someone can just redirect it. But when you're hitting out swingers, you need to be more precise, innit? And you don't have the techers. But I'm not going to be upset with a 1 year deal, man.
Like, it's not like we've, exactly given him 4 years and he's like 33 and we're
like,
what we doing?
Always had squad players, man. I've always had the Quinton Fortunes and that, or like, just come in and do a job, like, do you know what I mean? So, like, Ashley Young, it could be a hell of a lot worse for us, bro.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Right, let's get to the question section. Like, you know what? Every time we put this out every week, so many people reply. So thank you for that. That is what keeps it going. So let's start here. Daniel_Stevens5 says, "What's your views on the rumours that the board are now going to appoint Ollie? Do you appoint him now because he's done such a good job, or do you wait until the end of the season and see where we are to make the decision?"
You wait. I think that the decision's been made already, but you wait. Why appoint him now and then put more pressure on him? Let it run its course. Do you know what I mean? Why change anything? Why change anything, man? I think that the job's his, and deservedly so, because the results that he's getting, you can't say there's another manager in world football that could have bettered those results.
It's a nearly 100% record.
The only way you could better that, is that Burnley game was a win, bruv. Do you know what I mean? But when you look at the other managers in the game, even with better squads than us, they're not showing what Ollie's showing. Like, so, like based on that alone, that he deserves the job. He deserves a chance to bring in his own players, see what he can do, because he's already proven that he can do more with a squad that's not his than a man that bought half of these players.
Simples, and I think if this caretaker position was an audition, he's auditioning for the job with flying colours. Exactly, you can't ask for much more. Like you said, all you do is alter the Burnley result, but it's worth way more than that. Like I'll go as far to even say, if we missed the top 4 by 3 points or the odd result, because it was unlucky, we got one loss where it was too many. The turnaround and how the players are playing and the freedom that they're playing with and the feel-good factor around the club alone, that alone is a case for him to get the job.
There's not enough games left in the season for him to have a worse season than Maureen.
So he could lose every single one from now to
he could lose 6 games now and he'll still be better off. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, man left us with a negative goal difference.
Yeah. I know, and looking at we're 4th now.
We've outscored.
And got better goal difference than like Chelsea and Arsenal, respectively.
Yeah,
Crazy. Crazy.
And was Tottenham before they played their game. So we're right on their heels as well. So you have to put respect on that, man. Yeah. You have to.
100%. Silver Monstru says, if we keep Ollie, would winning the title be a realistic target?
Yeah,
I think absolutely.
If we sign 4 players, because we need a right back, we need a centre back, we need a right winger, and we need a centre mid. If we get them 4 players, then yeah, winning the league is very, very realistic.
100%. And I'll tell you a reason why I think it is as well. Yes, we need to strengthen because your squad depth comes into it over the course of a whole season. But if you look at our form since he's come, that's title-winning form.
It is.
And the way that we play football is title-winning football. Yeah. So and at the very minimum, it is competing football with the other teams. It's competing with City, it's competing with Liverpool. So why can't we keep going on in that vein? Exactly. So that
I say top 3 because we'll finish above Spurs next season if we've
strengthened as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So with the way that we're playing and the form that we showed already, absolutely we should be setting the bar to win the league. I'm not saying if we don't win the league it's a massive failure and that he needs to go. No, of course not. But the minimum would be challenging for the league because we've got the squad to do it with a few tweaks and within 3 years to win it.
If we keep investing in the squad, then yeah, we can definitely win that.
I agree. Presh_Edward says, will we get slapped by Liverpool and City?
No.
I don't think so at all.
Absolutely. What our gaff, give it a rest. Give it a rest.
I'm very confident against Liverpool and City.
So do I. I think that City are the only team in the league for depth, that can talk to us. I think man for man we're as good, if not better, than Liverpool. Yeah. I just think that we didn't start the season well, which is self-explanatory. But like them, man, I think you're seeing the difference in levels. Yeah, look what City done to Chelsea. Do you know that's 6-0. Liverpool ain't doing that. Bro.
Like, they are. Liverpool are. Sorry. Man City are a different grade.
They're levels. They are,
which is why I think I do think we'd struggle more against them at home than Liverpool. But even under Maureen, we beat Liverpool.
I think we'll beat Liverpool at home. You know what I mean? I can't wait for that game. I'm telling you, bro.
And you know what? They don't travel well.
We're heading down there as well with Mark, bro. Mark's coming out, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be different gravy, guys.
It is. IMOS79 says, first of all, great show, lads. My question is, if we sold Mark Henry, Lukaku, harsh, which player should we go and get to replace him?
I honestly think if we sell him, we don't buy another striker. We don't need to. Just buy another wide player. Because Martial's a striker as well, and so is Mason, bro. So, man, I got 3 forwards in it that can play, that have pace. So I would just go for a wide player. Like honestly, I would
put the money into getting a dead cert.
I would get 2 wingers that can play like in a interchanging front line. I'd get 1 young winger. You know what I mean? Like Bergwijn from what's it? PSG, PSV. Sorry. And then I would get someone like Pepe or Lozano or Sancho.
I was gonna say I
want Jadon Sancho, but I think that Sancho probably will want another year in Dortmund because it's only been 1 season for man. But I like Nicolas Pepe. I
think if with the Sancho thing, I think if Ollie's there, and and the fact that we're playing this kind of football and we're now appealing again to young players and forward thinking players, attacking players, the fact that I think if we put a big money offer on the table for Sancho and said to him, listen, we're looking for a right winger, man. And you know, yeah, you're gonna rotate with Jesse and stuff, or Jesse might go into the midfield 3 sometimes and that.
But if you play young, he might just want to play week in, week out. So
maybe.
I'd maybe like,
I'd try and go for him.
Slap the P down and say, you know, stay there for one more season and that.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Then
come over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just get another full season under your belt.
Yeah.
But I like Nicolas Pepe, bruv. But I wouldn't buy another striker because I'd like to see Tony and Rashford interchange, like, and do the 9 thing. Sometimes rest Rashi. And
Greenwood will be on the bench. You could put him on there. You'd have Chong on the bench. You go on the wing. Rashford could go. Marshall up front.
Wingers. Yeah. So I would buy 2 wingers and I'd get rid of him. I'd get rid of Sanchez as well.
Yeah.
And just promote Chong because come on, Chong can't play any worse than Sanchez.
100%. I agree with that. Optimistic pessimist says, I like that. I actually like that. His actual Twitter handle is R_Giconyo, sorry. But I like that. He's an optimistic pessimist. I know it's difficult to imagine, but how do we cope with a Pogba injury? We wouldn't. We'd be fucked.
But at the end of the day, no team in the world is coping with a Pogba injury, bro. He's a worldie. You see, when you've got a worldie, you don't cope, blood. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean?
You just have to try and find a way around the damage limitation.
Whatever. That's it, bro. Yeah. You can't cope.
Well, we saw even under Jose last year when Pogba had that injury, because even then Pogba was in good form. Then he got injured for about 2-3 months, didn't he? And we struggled. We could not.
Struggled, and the stats showed that as well. The stats showed that when we didn't have him, and then when we did have him, like our win percentage went down from 70 something to like 20 something, bruv. Like, he's an integral part of the team, innit? So, like, we don't cope with a Pogba injury. We don't, innit? We just have to do our best, which is why it's important that Oli uses his squad, and he has been doing it. Yeah. Like, even the Burnley game, I was upset and that, but the facts are, if that was Sir Alex Ferguson, he would have made bare changes as well. He always did in them kind of games.
With the games that we've got coming up, I mean, I was sucked in at the start, say, we just have to play our strongest team every game, which in an ideal world would love to, but we can't. And the games that we've got coming up are so important and so vital. And like you said, the way that some of our more intense players play, like your Rashfords, like your Lingards, and even Martial's, they're so explosive and they put in so much legs, so much mileage that they need the rest. They need it. Facts, that goes into the next question, to be fair, which is from Sean, and he just simply says, "Is Paul Pogba on current form the best in the world?" Absolutely, he is. Absolutely, and that's not even a bias. That's just facts.
Bro, it's only other than Leo. Yeah, he is. You know what I mean? Leo Messi's different gravy, you know. Like, other than Leo, Paul Pogba is probably the second best player in the world, blood. Like, do you know what I mean? He has to be. He's definitely the best midfielder in the world. Bro, like, when you look at man's numbers, he's superior to every midfielder in all the top 5 leagues. Exactly. Man, what is it? 10 games, like 9 goals and 5 assists or something stupid like that. Yeah. What the hell's that?
It's crazy,
Bro, that's striker stats, bro. That is the stats.
Well, he's got more than Lacazette for the whole season, hasn't he? Yeah.
That is what your number 9 should be throwing up, them stats, you know?
In 10 games, yeah.
9 in 10 and 5 assists. Yeah. That is what your 9 should be throwing up. And he's throwing it up with a 6 on his back.
Because he's got that freedom and he's in the box as much as a striker now, you know?
I remember the good old days when I was warring with some of you, man, when you wanted him out the club. I remember those days. Bro.
Sad times, eh?
I mean, the virus is spreading nothing but joy.
I spoke to a fan. Do you know what? I spoke to a fan in the end that his video didn't go up, but he said to me, if you're watching United Daily, you know who you are. And he said to me, I actually hold my hands up. I was one of the people who he actually said, do you know what? It was so crazy. He said to me, Flex, I allowed Mourinho to make me believe that Pogba was a bad professional, that Pogba wasn't as good as he thinks he is, that Pogba was this, that Pogba was that.
Calling him a YouTube footballer,
a dab merchant, all of this.
All them man that was sticking it on PP, bruv, I'm here for you. Because I backed him, like, loud, innit? Pogba FC, because I know, innit? You see, when I see where man's just got too much, there's nothing he can't do. Pace, got some of that. Do you know what I mean? Skill, got some of that, bruv. Ping the ball with both feet, got some of that. Headers, strength, got some of that. Strength, got some of that. Win the ball, got technique, some of that. Everything.
Penalties.
Man's got the engine of a Patrick Vieira, a touch of Zidane, bro, and he can ping the ball like Scholes. Yeah. Are you mad?
Yeah, he's look, listen, we're not trying to blow too much smoke up his ass. Well, yes, we are actually. Yes, we are blowing smoke up his ass. He is the best. He's the best. He's the best.
Bruv, these are facts.
And you know what? As United fans,
in a generation,
that's what I was going to say. We've got to just appreciate that.
Like, he's a maestro, innit? Like, it's mad.
We just have to appreciate that
we're having him in his prime. When you look at all the boxes man ticks, he's one of the most complete footballers I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's what I'm saying.
Complete, bro. Yeah. Like, there's nothing he can't do. And because of that, like people want to judge him on things that they shouldn't be judging him on. Do you know what I mean? Does he control the midfield? That's not his job. He's a number 8. Number 8s don't control the midfield. No one was talking about Iniesta's defending, bro. He was a number 8. Like, he wasn't a defender. He didn't make tackles. Do you know what I mean? He didn't do one of them things. He was averaging like 4 goals a season, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And he was an 8. Pogba's banging up serious goals, blood.
Serious
So,
numbers,
rate
man.
it.
Serious
That's the
numbers.
rating.
Next question, my G's. We all want a top 4 finish. This is from Justin Williams. We all want a top 4 finish, but I would still go with a strong lineup tomorrow for the PSG.
Champions League,
What's the
mate.
point of fighting for the top 4 to be in Champions League only to abuse your chance whilst in it? Well, absolutely. I don't think anyone disagrees with that. We have to play our strongest team for that. And again, like we said earlier in the show, the fact that he made them changes against Fulham would prove that you'd
Bro,
like to
he's
think that they're
taking
going
the
to play against
Champions
PSG.
League serious, bro.
Ollie, no,
Once you're in the
no one
knockout
better than Ollie
stages-
knows how
when
serious
you're
that
in
is
the
to Man
knockout
United.
stages, yeah, you can smell the final. Do you know what I mean? When you're in the knockout stage, because there's no easy games anyway.
Yeah.
There's no easy games. So you go in there with the right attitude, you never know, bro. Especially when you got the home leg first. It's good because you go into the second leg knowing what you have to do, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck the uphill like battle, like in the second leg. I'd rather have the first leg at home.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the first leg at home, bro, because you go slap them and then you know, all right, cool, this is what we need to do. And I'd rather have to go away from home to get a goal, bro, because the goal counts as more. Do you know what I mean? When you score away from home.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Going to the second leg, if them men are like, rah, you could lose 2-1 and go through. That means in my head, I'm like, cool, we just need to score.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Do you know what I mean? So even if you go 1-0 down, it's like, cool. You just need to score a goal. You can go through on a 1-1. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're at home,
It kind of you can from the first leg you can set your
you
result
can set the
and then know
tone
what
in
you
the
need to
first
achieve.
leg. Do you know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
you're away from home in the first leg, some people are like, oh, like is 0-0 good result away from home? Not really. Like, do you know what I mean? 1-1's a better result.
Yeah,
Than
exactly.
Than 0-0.
I just think if we can keep a clean sheet,
Oh.
any result, you know, 1-0,
If we keep a clean
1-0 is a
sheet
great
at
result.
home, I believe we're going through.
Yeah,
Like, do you
I
know what
agree.
I mean?
Or the deficit, like only by 1 goal or so. You know what? This phone keeps locking, man. They saw my password, I think, as well. Don't want them to see my password. ND_Yahoo says, can we catch Spurs?
It'll be a tough ask, but
That will be tough.
we can catch them, bro. Like, if anyone can capitulate, they can. Do you know what I mean? But I just think, I don't know what their lineup, their running looks like, but I don't know. They're still in the Champions League as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
What,
there you
Dortmund?
go. So yeah, you just never know, bro. You just never know. But if we go through and then
Sancho
they get
tells
knocked
them a
out,
new one.
yeah, if we go through and they go out, then that could help their Premier League form.
Yeah.
With their thin squad, what you're hoping is that they get further into the competition
Yeah.
and they start to pick up a few niggles here and there. But I don't know if we can catch Spurs. But right now, if anyone would have offered us 4th, yeah, when we were 6th, yeah, and 2 points off 8th, man would have taken it, innit? So, like, I'm not really worried about
We just have to be
Spurs.
grateful for the position that
That's
we're
it.
in,
If we
fighting for
finish
4th.
first,
We had to drag Chelsea.
amazing.
First, it was we were looking up at Arsenal. We need to drag them into it. Then once we got closer to Arsenal, then surpass them. It's like but Chelsea's who we really need to look at. Then they messed themselves up on self-destruct. Plus, we got to play them as well. Plus, we won all our games and we dragged them both into it.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be greedy to then look at Spurs and say, let's go for them. But you know, we do need to have that
It's
mentality.
possible.
But we have to just keep going game by game because I believe if we just, it's in our hands now. We are 4th. So if we win the required amount of
Put the
games now,
points on the
then we're going to
table.
win.
It's not about our game in hand and that now. No,
Yeah.
we're actually
outright 4th.
Outright 4th.
Yeah, and then with the goal difference thing as well. It's probably an extra point. So,
Lovely.
you know, talk about, at Luke Aya says, talk about the fact that our players are fed up with Lukaku and how they look at every possible option before passing to him. I said, before you say, I will say, the biggest worry for me with Lukaku is when Oli came in and we started playing good football, I said, look, even someone like Lukaku can benefit from this. We can probably see something from him.
We did see
the fact that he is still struggling to be part of the good moments and still struggling to have an input on the game means for me, this is why I can't see him having a future. That's just me.
The badge is too heavy for a minute because at the end of the day, like under both managers now, it's highlighted different frailties to his game. He's so one-dimensional, bruv. He's a tapping merchant. That's what he is. Anything other than a tapping, he's useless, bruv. He's so one-dimensional, bro. Like, he's got no link up. He's got no touch. Do Do you know what I mean? His runs are shit a lot of the time, bruv. Like, he's calling for the ball when he's got no right to call for it. That's why they don't pass it to him. Maybe you'll have 3 men around him and he's got his arm out, like, screaming, yeah, pass me the ball, give me the ball, bruv. Like, even with Martial's goal, yeah, that he scored, he was bursting through.
Yeah.
And he's standing there with his arms out. Why am I going to pass to you, bruv? You're shit. Do you know what I mean? And it happens so many times. Like, the man look at him and say, nah.
Allow that.
You know what I'm saying? Man ain't trying to, if I lose this, I got to make it back.
Do you think it is that peak? Like, they are actually going, nah, I don't want to go through wrong.
Listen, when you're in the changing room, everyone knows who the weakest link is, bro. Everyone knows who's shit, bruv. Like, understand. Them man banter him, for sure. Like, remember when they done the meme thing with Ashley Young and he saw the Timberland boots and he knew it was Lukaku, bruv? I'm telling you.
I do feel like, I know there's no sentiment in football, but I want him to be good.
He's trash.
I want him to be good. I want him to score goals.
I wanted him to be good, but you know what? You see, when I saw that ESPN interview and he was talking shit, I'll never forgive him for that. Yeah. Talking about he'll run through brick walls and that, bruv. I have a seat, blood. Brick walls, bruv. Get a little hard hat on and some Timberland boots on, blood.
He is a brick wall.
And hit the building site, rude boy, because you're dead food. Dead food, bruv. Can't play ball there. Like, he's dead. He ruins our style of play because when he's there, a part of us, like Ashley Young, will go down the line and try and play long to him because he's there. Yeah. Know what I mean? He's got the Fellaini effect, bro.
Well, I'll big him up for the first half he had against Arsenal. He was good in that game.
Yeah, he was, because he played from the right and he had plenty of space because he needs 3 touches to control the ball.
I just don't think we're going to use that tactic too tough. Bro, maybe again against Arsenal when we play them again.
He needs to be out of here in the summer, really.
Cash in. We're going to take a loss as well because we're not going to be able to shot him for 75 minutes.
His wages, that's the only problem. Like, that's the problem when you pay these dead ballers, big money.
Yeah, Sanchez and Lukaku are probably just going to sit it out. They're not, you know what I mean, until it becomes to a point where they're really not getting any football. That's how I see that. Leroy the Hip Hop says, let's talk about Greenwood taking over Lukaku's performance. Flex meeting Lingard, how fun was that? And what inspired the player cams that we see now? Well, we'll do Greenwood first. Well, we said briefly before how good this kid is. 2 feet, natural, proven goal scorer in that league, in the youth league. Sorry, and he just looks a real player. I just really want him to get a chance. I just do. Do you think he'll get a chance for the end of the season?
Yeah, I think he will because Ollie's a striker, so Ollie will have a soft spot for this guy. He's an assassin, bro. Yeah. Greenwood's cold, innit? Like, both feet, he's ruthless, bro. Like, he's one of the coldest that I've seen in the reserves. I remember, like, when I was coming up, Giuseppe Rossi was bad, bro. In the reserve. Him and Sylvan Blake here were banging goals. Remember?
Ebanks Blake, he was rapid.
Them two were bagging goals in the resis, and I really wanted Giuseppe Rossi to get into the first team, and it didn't quite work out for him. But Mason is doing a mad thing like what Giuseppe was doing, in them leagues. But the difference with Mason is Mason's got the pace, bro. He's
a wetters, man.
He's fast. God.
Yeah.
Both feet he can finish, bruv. In the box, out of the box, he can beat man, everything. The guy is mustard, innit? Like, he's got more talent than Marcus. That's how mad it is, bro.
It seems that he's got it in the locker, man. Because even before Rashford came through, it wasn't like he was the next one and everyone knew. Like how it wasn't like he was doing what Green was doing. It was like he just got thrown in because we had so many injuries. And fantastic, he took his chance.
It was meant to be Will Keane, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he bust his hamstring the day before.
And Martial got injured in the warm-up. Rooney was already injured. I remember that.
Then it was over to you, Marcus.
Exactly.
And then he just
the rest is history.
Well up Arsenal.
Well, Michelin first and then Arsenal.
And then Arsenal, the two goals. I remember that header, bro. Oh my Lord.
Crazy. Flex meeting Lingard, how fun was that? Listen, man, that Coca-Cola event was sick. Lingard is just exactly what you see. He's just to the point. He's just having
him,
a.
Like,
oh, he's brilliant.
Don't like Jesse. I don't understand, bro. You don't like life. If you don't
exactly.
Like Jesse, bro.
Exactly. He's a great advocate for a professional footballer, a modern day professional footballer.
Living his dream
with his social media following, bringing the fans closer, and he had time for all of us, man. And you saw the dance off he had with Cheeky Sport Joe, Hot Hat Joe. That was hilarious. And he had time. Even some of the staff that were working there were kind of like, nah, Jesse, no interviews, and trying to kind of keep him back from that. But as soon as the man name came through, like, that was it, man. Jesse wanted to be with us and have a laugh.
Jesse,
so
top guy,
that was fantastic. And to answer your question quickly on the player cams that we do after the game, which is giving you a lot of insight to when the players are signing autographs and getting on the team coach, just to bring you guys closer to the action, man. You know, I know a lot of you guys watch from all around the world and will probably never get to come to a Manchester United game. Yeah. And it's one thing seeing the players on the pitch, but, you know, we're lucky enough to be there in the flesh and, you know, as close to the players as I am sat to Rants, and we want to bring you that A1 content to make you feel like you're there or to bridge the gap because you can't make it here. So that's what it's all about, man. That's where the inspiration came from that. And we're going to continue to do that where we can, which will be most games. And especially after we win, it's nice to see the players' reactions. It's nice to see them hail you up on the camera. I mean, when we was at The Fulham game, Jesse, see how he's like, yeah,
That's
he
what
saw,
I'm saying, yeah,
you
he
know,
said Jesse
Pogba
was
as well, the
smalling
same
as
thing.
well, like,
They,
the
and
man
when
are
you
cool.
when you do it each game, the players kind of recognise you and say, hey, what you doing, man? They appreciate it. So that's what we wanted to do. Guys, we'll come to the end of the show, man. Flew through a lot of subjects, but today, like I said, we're recording this, so the game will be today, PSG. Let's just go and win that game, man. I'm saying 2-0. You're saying 3-1.
I'm saying 3-1. I think 2 clear goals rather be nice. Do you know what I mean? Leave your predictions in the comments, guys. Let us know.
100%. Rants, the socials.
At Rants and Bants on Twitter and Instagram, and obviously subscribe to the YouTube channel for all that regular content, bro. You lot have been interacting. It's been fun, boy.
It has. It's been sick. Flex UTD across all the socials. The links to those will be in the description below as well. I have to say before we go, that thing you got coming up with your brother looks fire. I don't know if you've not seen it. Make sure you check it out. It's like a...
Bro,
like
I'm gonna put the trailer.
yeah.
I'm gonna put the trailer on the intro for my video tonight. Anyway, well, tonight it's
That
coming
looks
out
gold.
Monday
That
night.
looks gold.
Bro,
Can't
it's
wait.
gonna be mad.
Do you know what really made me laugh?
What's that?
Littlest things. When you just walking, you just pushed him into the bush.
Yeah,
Like,
bruv, 'cause he's
just little things like
just
that.
a clown,
Annoying little
bruv.
brother, like just.
Little brother, bruv. That's when people are like, "Oh, who's the older one?" It's obvious, bruv. Yeah, he's the little loud, annoying one, and I'm just like, "Sharp." Do you know what I
Old
mean?
tight expressions,
It's
man.
calm,
You know we got
what I
love.
mean? That's my bro. So
Yeah.
like, we're gonna like, bruv. You saw the watch along that we done for the Arsenal fan TV thing. That bus 100K quick time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. People wanted more stuff with me and my brother. Obviously, you're gonna get it, bruv.
That's
Like,
it.
it just is what it is, man.
Love
So
it,
make
man.
sure you
Love it. Keep supporting everything across all the platforms that you know we're associated with. And most importantly, the United stand, man. Keep supporting the content that we're churning out is fantastic. But more importantly, the interaction and the watch time from you guys is even more invaluable. You lot are smashing it. So make sure you follow the United stand across all the socials, in particular Instagram as well. Trying to build that. We'll be back same time, same place next week.